Look at a map of Switzerland, and it makes no sense. No ocean access, almost 65% mountains, very few natural resources. By every rule of geography, this country should be poor, but it's not. Switzerland is one of the wealthiest and most stable economies in the world. So here's the question. How does Switzerland turn mountains into money? To understand this, you need to see how Switzerland is built. The country is divided into 3 regions. The Alps dominate the south and center. The Jura Mountains sit in the northwest, and between them is the Swiss Plateau. Now here's the key. This plateau is only 30% of the land, but over 2/3 of the population lives here. Cities like Zurich, Bern, and Geneva all sit on this narrow strip. Because in a country full of mountains, this is the only place where an economy can actually grow. And that changes everything. But Switzerland's geography isn't just mountains. It's also water. Rivers like the Rhine connect Switzerland to the North Sea, turning a landlocked country into part of global trade. Even without an ocean, Switzerland is still connected to the world, and these rivers shape everything, from where cities are built to how goods move across Europe. So while mountains protect Switzerland, its rivers keep it connected, but the real advantage isn't where people live. It's the mountains themselves. For centuries, the Alps acted like a giant natural wall. Steep terrain, narrow passes, brutal conditions. Large armies simply couldn't cross easily. While the rest of Europe was constantly at war, Switzerland stayed protected. And that led to something incredibly powerful: stability. And when a country stays stable for centuries, it builds trust. And trust attracts money. That's why people from all over the world started storing wealth here. The mountains didn't just protect Switzerland, they protected the world's money. Now here's where things get interesting. Mountains are supposed to isolate you, but Switzerland flipped that idea completely. The Alps sit right between Northern Europe and the Mediterranean, which means if you wanted to trade, you had to go through Switzerland, and Switzerland controlled the gates. But here's the part most people don't realize. This wasn't just geography, it was opportunity. Merchants paid tolls, used local services, boosted the economy. Instead of being cut off, Switzerland became the middleman of Europe. And it didn't stop there. They invested heavily in infrastructure, building tunnels straight through the mountains, including the Gotthard-based tunnel. At 57 kilometers, the longest railway tunnel on Earth. So even today, Europe still runs through Switzerland. Now here's the real twist. Switzerland doesn't have much natural wealth. Only about 6.5% of its land is usable for farming. No major oil, no large-scale mining. So they had 2 options: stay poor or get smarter. They chose smarter. Instead of exporting raw materials, they focused on precision and skill. They import basic resources and turn them into some of the most valuable products in the world. That's why Switzerland dominates in advanced engineering, pharmaceuticals, luxury watchmaking. Every product is built on one idea: extreme precision. And even their mountains became an advantage again, powering a tourism industry worth billions. Switzerland didn't succeed despite its geography. It succeeded because of it. Mountains became protection, trade routes became an opportunity, and limitations forced innovation. Instead of fighting its geography, Switzerland mastered it, and that's what made it one of the richest countries in the world. Which country should we explore next?